Guys, Kenwood Sports, man. I'm back with another one, man. Back with another video for y'all, man. I want to talk about this Kirk Cousins, Michael Penix, Atlanta Falcons situation, man, which looked crazy from the beginning. It just looked crazy from the beginning if you looking from where I'm looking, okay? But before I get into it, you already know I got the best sports channel on YouTube, period. Ain't nothing changed, okay? But if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this video. Like this video if you're watching this video, and hit the notification bell so you'll know when I drop a video. Okay? But listen, this Atlanta Falcons situation with Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix it all looked crazy to me from the beginning. When the Atlanta Falcons got Terry Fontenot, one of the guys from the front office in New Orleans, and brought him in to be the GM. Terry Fontenot was the one who drafted Michael Penix. They made the decision with the team to draft Michael Penix. He was like head of that decision, okay, being the GM, looking for new talent. So they brought in Michael Penix after they had signed Kirk Cousins to all that money, to the $100 and something million contract. Kirk Cousins got 90 million coming regardless. He coming off an injury. He coming off an Achilles injury, man. Not many guys can come off an Achilles injury and be as good as they were before. Okay, especially if you were somebody like Kirk Cousins, you never really had a contract. They have been putting you on franchise tag deals. He's made a lot of money, and if I was him, I wouldn't be complaining at all. But they brought in Michael Penix. What I didn't like, they brought in Michael Penix with 3 games left. Kirk Cousins had lost 4 games straight, and Atlanta kept him in the game. He goes in again, gets a win. They take him out and put in Michael Penix. It didn't make no sense. If you was going to take him out when you lose and not once he start winning. And why bring Michael Penix in when you got the playoffs still on the line? 3 games left, okay? 3 games left. But you need Atlanta. You need Tampa Bay to lose to the Saints, which is not about to happen. The Saints are playing with all backups right now. The Saints look horrible, worse than they ever looked, man. It's tough to even look at anything the Saints are doing right now, okay? They got a interim coach, Darren Rizzi, which I think he's done an okay job with when he had the starters in there. He had a winning record, okay? But I think he's done an okay job, but they got to bring in a new coach for the Saints. But as far as this whole thing go with the Atlanta Falcons, I expected the Atlanta Falcons to be a better team than this. I expected the Atlanta Falcons to be the NFC South winner, but it didn't turn out that way. They added Ray McLeod. He had his best year. They added Darnell Mooney from the Chicago Bears. He's been looking good out there, along with Drake London. And I feel like they're criminally underusing Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is. I was having a conversation with somebody, and I said, man, in the future, I can see Kyle Pitts going and play with Mahomes. I can see him going over there to Kansas City and playing with Mahomes. Because Atlanta, I feel like they underusing this guy, man. Atlanta got the backfield with Bijan Robinson. Bijan over 1,200 and something yards. He one of the top rushers in the league with Tyler Algier. If you don't know Tyler Algier, he a 3rd-year player out of BYU. He had he had over 1,000 yards his first year, 3 years ago before Bijan Robinson got there. So they got both of these backs. They got nice receivers out there. Kirk Cousins, all he had to do was, not throw the ball away, in which he led the league in turnovers. That's what hurt him. That may be what hurt him, but I don't know why you would take him out after a win when you had just lost 4 straight and you still started him, and you still got the playoffs on the line, and you paying him all this money. You might as well leave him in there, start Michael Penix fresh next year, and let him get some, let him get that reps with the ones and have that preparation before he go out there and start with the playoffs on the line. Pay your experienced man who just won the game for you, who you're paying, okay? Let him go ahead and finish out the year. That's what I felt like made more sense in this situation. But you got Jesse Bates out there. You got Justin Simmons out there. David Onyemata, Caden Ellis. You got guys out there making plays. You still got Grady Jarrett out there. You got guys out there making plays, man. But Atlanta just couldn't get it done when it was just in their hands. Now they need Tampa Bay to possibly lose at New Orleans, which I do not see happening right now. Okay, but Raheem Morris, I think he needs some more experience under his belt. He's still looking like I know he's been a head coach before, but he still kind of put me in the mindset of a rookie head coach. He's been on staff. He's coached positions. I think he's been a defensive coordinator. I believe that's his specialty, if I'm not mistaken. But as far as head coach go, he need to get more experience, man. I feel like he should be more experienced than what he is right now, the way that it looks, given that he's been a head coach before. All right, but besides that Atlanta Falcons situation, the Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix, I want to talk about these college football playoffs real quick. I told y'all, if you've been watching me, I told y'all I did not trust Clemson. I expected Texas to beat them, but I did say whoever Texas play that next round, I felt like they was going to lose. I didn't know it was going to be the Arizona State and Boise State. I feel like those were the two teams out, the bottom teams out of the teams that was left in this playoff. But Ohio State, Georgia, if Georgia had Carson Beck and not this backup quarterback, I would say they're the favorites to win this thing because they already beat Texas already. Ohio State has a chance to win this thing. Penn State, I don't like their quarterback Allard. He's not really a quarterback that I like. Will Howard, he comes over from Kansas State. He's quarterback for Ohio State. He does. Travion Henderson and Judson. Judson comes over from Ole Miss, the running back. Travion Henderson, the running back, and Judson, the other running back. He came from over for Ole Miss. He ran for over 1,000 yards the last 2 years. He having a good year. They're both over 900 yards. Him and Henderson both over 900 yards in that backfield. Jeremiah Smith. We already see what this dude gonna be. This dude is a pure freshman and just dominant out there. 2 touchdowns this last game here. But Penn State is anything can happen in a 1-game scenario, man. Anybody can win in a 1-game scenario. I do not believe in Texas beating Ohio State. I believe that's their next opponent. Texas is playing Ohio State. I do not believe in Texas to beat those guys. Like I said, I thought Texas would lose their second round. I'm not a believer in Quinn Ewers, the quarterback for Texas. Okay, that was my reasoning for saying that I felt like that was my reasoning for saying I felt like Texas was going to lose their second round if it wasn't to Arizona State or if it wasn't to Boise State. Boise State lost to Penn State, and Ashton Jeanty had an opportunity to break the record, but Penn State wasn't having it. He could have broke their rushing record for a single season for Barry Sanders. He came close to it. But Penn State, they came out playing good football, which I expected them to versus this Boise State team. I feel like they was one-dimensional anyway. They was straight focused on Ashton Jeanty running the football. But it's probably Georgia. If Georgia lose, I think it's going to be because Carson Beck not in the Notre Dame. That game going on right now, the game 3-3 toward the end of the second quarter, almost halftime. But I say Georgia will be playing Ohio State if I had to guess for the final. All right? Y'all leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know who you think gonna win this college football playoff. And also what you think about this Michael Penix and Atlanta Falcons situation. All right? I'm out.